Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bryndís. I like to read. I read a lot, and today I'm talking about the books that I've been reading this last week. As I'm gonna be talking about the first book, which is The Glass Hotel, which I finished. I'm gonna put some pictures, have some pictures and videos on the screen so that you can see my beautiful hometown where I've been for Easter. With a house full of family, and we've been going for walks and skiing and swimming and to this music festival that's in town and eating Easter eggs, chocolate eggs, and eating a good food, spending a lot of time with, cats and dogs and all the things. It's been so fantastic and perfect. And it took me a while. It took me a little. It took effort to go outside alone for walks to be able to finish the first book that I finished this week, or the only book that I finished this week, which was The Glass Hotel by Emily St.John Mandel. But obviously the scenery here is beautiful, as you can now see. And The Glass Hotel, I was reading this as part of Audio Miles, which was a book event in March, with Nikki at My Messy Bookshelf and Jessica at On a Stack of Books. So the event was to read this book or listen to this book as an audiobook while you went for walks. That was kind of the original premise. And the goal was to walk a marathon in March. And I'm very happy to tell you that I went way above a marathon. I walked over 50 kilometers. I will put the exact distance in kilometers and miles here. And it took me a little while to actually get it done because of situations. I think I've talked about it already before. I was using a lot of my exercise time in the gym, and I'm going to group classes, so you can't really listen to an audiobook. It's not that type of a gym. And so it took me longer than I thought to finish the book. I honestly thought I would be done by mid-March, but I didn't go on as many walks as I thought I would. But anyway, I finished now. One thing though, I know that we're going to continue on with this challenge. It's basically become a book club. So they've already chosen the book The Dutch House by Anne Pratchett for April. Look forward to listening to that. But you can do it. You don't have to only be walking or running. You can also be doing like yard work or gardening or housework or whatever. So, we broadened up a little bit the original premise, but which I think is fantastic. So I really look forward to that. And I'm going to be reading The Dutch House. The Glass Hotel, on the other hand, I don't think I actually really liked the book. There are things about it that I really liked. So the storytelling I thought was really good. And in general, I think the writing is pretty good. And the character building and, all of that is quite well done. But I felt that it was like, I didn't really know what type of book it was. Was it a mystery? Like, what happened to this one? What happened to that one? What did this one do? What did that one do? But the ending just felt drawn out and like, what? Yeah, I didn't like. Like I said, there were parts of it that I really did like. I thought it was really well done, but then there were other parts that were just like, didn't do it for me at all. But because the good parts were really good, so I'm giving it 3 stars. But yeah, I think that if it wasn't for the event, I probably would have DNF'd it, to be honest, or listened to it at like double speed or something, because yeah, it was just weird. I don't know. I thought the ending was just so weird and so strange and like unsatisfying, basically. But I'm done. I did it. I finished the book. I'm happy that I did. I'm happy that I didn't like just DNF and quit the event as well. So, because I think it's a really cool concept of listening to a book and documenting the mileage that you get from it. I thought that was pretty cool, and so I'm very happy that I stuck to it and finished the book. I finished it this morning, to be honest. Yes, I'm not a fan, but I have heard that other books by her are really good or better. So I'm not giving up on the author for sure. So that's a book that I finished this last week. The other books, so 2 other books that I'm reading. I'm reading Charles Dickens, Martin Chuzzlewit. This is a part of my own personal Charles Dickens project. I'm planning to read all of his books, all of his works in publication order. And this, I think, is number 6 for me. And this year I'm planning to read 6 of his books. So one every other month, sorry. And this book is actually kind of picking up and becoming more interesting as you start to realize, like, get to know the characters. Interestingly, part of it takes place in the US. So this would be in the 1840s probably, so pre-Civil War. And Charles Dickens is doing what he does really good, which is to take aspects of, like, he puts a mirror against society, right? And just like shows us the hypocrisy and the falseness of people sometimes. And like there are these abolitionists, is that the word? People who wanted to abolish slavery. But even those people and there were a lot of talk about, liberty and freedom, very American things. And all men are created equal under the law. But, obviously not if you're black. People still had a lot of racist, even if they were quite progressive in their thinking. And I think that's probably very fair of the time. I think that's just the reality. You may have been against slavery, but that didn't mean you thought African Americans were equal to whites. So anyway, it's very interesting to listen to it and to see that there are a couple of characters in this book that are just these really kind people, and how they are doing the good thing. And like, I don't know, it's just the way he comments on society is just it's just so well done. But I'm only like not very far into the book. And then the other book that I'm reading is The Stand by Stephen King. I am, as you can see, in chapter 23. This is so good. Oh my God. Whoa. I think this is, I've been like sneaking in chapter here and chapter there, down like in the living room at my parents' house with 13 people like crammed into this tiny little apartment. Just like I have to read one more chapter. The sense of dread that's been built as the virus is spreading. It's so good. It's so good. And it's so like well done. Like this one goes to get gas at the petrol station and then someone next to him is coughing. Or this one goes to the bank to withdraw money and bank the cashier sneezes. Or like, yeah, I was just talking to, he has the sniffles. And all of it is like building up to this craziness that is this virus and everything. It's so good. And I think I don't know, I heard people who were reading it a couple of years ago and were really put off by the language. And I'm like, I don't know if that's not my impression at all. But I realized that this edition, it is not the original published one, it is the extended published one. So Stephen King was asked see. So yeah. So it's this version of The Stand is an expansion of the novel, which was in print like previously. So this is actually since like 1989, I think, this extended version. But when he first published it, he had to shorten it and cut things out because of the publisher not thinking that, because he has like an explanation on it in the preface that when he first when he was publishing this book, it was just business, they thought it was too long, so that's why the extended which was really the original version that he wrote was published. But anyway, so that's why it's so long. But I'm like 200 pages in, I think now. No, 194. I'm on page 195. Chapter 23, and it's so good. I mean, it's gonna take me a while, but I can't wait. I can't wait to get really into when the aftermath. Very good.